We are facing an epidemic of health-related issues in our society, but not just in the older generation, but in the younger generation as well. Childhood obesity is now on the rise. In this video, I will look at how much sugar is in some of the food that we feed our children that is making them overweight. You don't want to miss this video. Now, if you are a parent like myself, you want the best for your children, but not just academically. Yes, we want them to get the best grades, we want them to do well at school, but taking care of their health has now also got to be a priority. One of the problems that I have found going sugar-free is that sugar is actually hidden in so many of our foods, okay? And the problem is that it has so many different names. It has over 60 different names. I'm going to just name a few of the popular ones that I have found doing my research so that you are aware. You might know of high fructose corn syrup, molasses, maltodextrin, dextrose, agave nectar syrup, malt syrup, rice syrup, and that's just to name a few. Now, the best way to ensure that you're not consuming excess amounts of sugar is to actually read the labels on the products that you're buying before you throw them into your shopping trolley. Get into the habit of scanning the ingredients on the packaging that you are buying. And also, keep in mind, the closer in front of the list a form of sugar is, the more sugar that product contains. Breakfast cereals are a real minefield when it comes to sugar. They say that it's fortified with vitamins and minerals and that it's good for us, but they are highly processed and full of sugars. Now, because of clever marketing and fun characters, they have made it a staple in the diet of our children. Kids absolutely go crazy over them. However, this is the worst way to start your day because you are actually giving them a sugar bomb, okay? Because they are full of sugars and we give it to them first thing in the morning. Now, what you need to remember is that 4 grams of sugar is equivalent to 1 teaspoon of sugar. And typically, some of the cereals that we give to our children have more than 6 to 7 teaspoons of sugar. 6 to 7 teaspoons of sugar. Now, you tell me, is that an acceptable amount of sugar to give to your children? Now, some of the worst offenders are cereals like Frosties, which contains a whopping 9 teaspoons of sugar per 100 grams. 9 teaspoons of sugar. 9 teaspoons of sugar. Also, Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Chocolate Clusters. They contain 8 teaspoons of sugar per 100 grams. Cocoa Shreddies, which has 7 teaspoons of sugar per 100 grams. And Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, which has 5 teaspoons of sugar per 100 grams. So as you can see, these cereals are just loaded with sugar. Now, the good thing about cereal is that it's quick and fast and it's convenient. And if your children really cannot give up cereal, then some of the alternatives with lower amounts of sugar that my children still enjoy are things like Weetabix, which has 1.6 grams of sugar per 2 biscuits, and so that's quite a good low amount of sugar. And things like Kellogg's Cornflakes, which has a 1.5 teaspoon of sugar per 100 grams, and that's still quite low. So those are 2 good alternatives for your kids to have. You can always add other things into your cereal to make it more nutritious, such as fruit. Let's have a look at some of the snacks that we give to our children that we think are actually healthy, but they're not. Okay, and one of the worst culprits is actually dried fruit. Now we think that because it's fruit and it's just been dried, that it must be really healthy, but it's actually full of sugars. Now I want to show you this one here, Sunny Raisins. It's a lovely packet with a nice fun character in the front. I never buy this, but because I bought this for this video, some of them have actually gone missing. So yeah, my children are enjoying them. Now if I show you this little box, it's got a nice little box with a fun character in the front, and the box is ideal to put into their lunch boxes, and it's a great snack to have, or so we think. Okay, well, we think that these are healthy because they're just dried grapes, right? So they must be healthy because that is just fruit. Well, you are absolutely wrong, okay? Completely wrong. Now, what is misleading is that on the back of this packet, it says that per 100 gram, there are 66.5 grams of sugar, okay? Now, then it says per 18 gram serving, it contains 12 grams of sugar. Now, this little box is not 18 grams. This little box is 42.5 grams serving, okay? 42.5 grams serving. So this little box does not contain 12 grams of sugar. It actually contains 28 grams of sugar, and 28 grams is around 7 teaspoons, okay? So 7 teaspoons of sugar in this little box. So you are giving them 7 teaspoons of sugar. Now, kids' fruit snacks and fruit bars are another place where we think that these kind of snacks are really healthy, but they are not. Kids' fruit snacks actually contain more sugar than actual sweets themselves. For example, the Tesco yogurt coated strawberry fruit bites, they contain at least 4 teaspoons of sugar, okay? 4 teaspoons of sugar. And that's in just one small pack. Now, this is basically taking a healthy piece of fruit and coating it with a ton of sugar. That's what this snack is. So it's healthier to just give your child the fruit. Now, other fruit brands with high sugar content include Fruits Apple 100% Fruit Drops, which has 62.7 grams of sugar per 100 grams. So it's better to have whole fruit than to give these processed versions of fruit to your children. Now, don't be fooled by what it says on the packaging. A lot of fruit packaging for children's snacks that actually say that it's part of their 5-a-day portion of their fruit and vegetables. And this can be very misleading because it is far from the truth. It's hard enough for parents to know what is healthy without manufacturers confusing matters even more by making these confusing and misleading claims. This apple and sultana bar, for example, actually contains 18.4 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to roughly 5 teaspoons, okay? 5 teaspoons of sugar in this bar. Now, many fruit drinks are excessively high in added sugar, yet these are marketed as healthy for us, okay? And some of them even say that it's part of our 5-a-day. Just because a drink is labelled as 100% pure fruit does not mean that it does not have any sugar. Natural fruit sugar, known as fructose, is actually just as bad as cane sugar. Many of the popular fruit juices, drinks and smoothies that we think that are healthy are actually full of sugars. and they have several teaspoons of sugar per glass. One of the problems with consuming too many sugary drinks for children is that it can cause tooth decay and cavities. Now, drinks sweetened with artificial sweeteners, on the other hand, are also no good for children because they have other side effects that are not good for them. Some of these side effects include headaches and are linked to cancers. Now, it doesn't matter if a sugar is from a donut or from a healthy snack. Sugar is sugar, and eating too much will have negative impact on your health and on your child's health. Now, pay attention to the ingredients list and the nutritional information. Get used to reading labels, okay, nutritional labels. And remember that whole unprocessed fruit is better for you than processed fruit and juice, drinks and snacks, as it contains vitamins, minerals, water and fiber. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe.